Hey guys, what's up? This is Conrad from GOG Boxing, and today we're going to talk about your neck exercises, or specifically one. Now, why is a strong neck good in boxing? One, because it gives you punch resistance. If you don't have a strong neck and you get hit, your head will spin around on your neck or rattle around on your neck. It's a good way to get knocked out, get a concussion. The stronger your neck, the better the more punch resistance you're gonna have. Now, I see people, lots of guys, because they look at the internet, or maybe they want to emulate some of the pros, and they'll do some pretty severe exercises to start off when maybe they're not ready for it, like wrestler's bridges, or they'll do like neck raises, side neck raises, etc. That's all good. That's all good. Except maybe you need to prepare your neck for that. And what I do, which I just do in my warm-ups, not every day, but 3 or 4 days a week, is something that makes your whole neck strong. The problem with those types of exercises, they isolate muscles. So if you're doing wrestler's bridges, sure, it makes your whole neck strong, and there's a point where you can, there's like Sonny Liston balancing on top of it, his whole body on his neck was mega strong. But for a lot of us, if you've been working all day typing the computer, your neck starts you sort of start just balancing your head on your neck. Your neck's not working. And so I'm not saying you get a pencil neck, but your neck's not particularly that strong. When you start these exercises, they isolate certain muscles so that your whole neck is not necessarily working together, okay? So this is something you can do that will help your neck, and will also, if you prepare you to start doing some of these other exercises, but there's a lot of advantages to it. And this comes down to using weighted headgear. Now, weighted headgear can be controversial because if you do use it the wrong way, you can hurt yourself, right? You can buy some of it on the internet. I'm going to give you now a cheap way to do it without having to buy it. But first, if you're going to use it, don't do herky-jerky movements with it. It is not for getting out there and shadow boxing and doing your Pernell Whitaker super, smooth, slow, 50% of your speed. You don't want to hurt your neck. That's the point. Don't ever put weighted headgear on and forget you have it on and then do a drill where somebody might hit you or spar, okay? If you are going to do these exercises, don't do them the day before sparring. At least give yourself a couple of days so that your neck's not tired, because you don't want to go into sparring tired. Now, in other words, use common sense. Now, what do? This is what we do. This is all you do, because it's hard to find weighted headgear. This is an ankle weight. It's 2.5 kilos. If you're not a big guy, start out smaller. This isn't something, it's not a macho contest. You take the weight, you put it on your head. Think, you balance it on your head. Make sure it's centered on your head. Then take some old headgear. This is some headgear I got it like at a fight night. It's not very good. Don't use headgear that's good, because you'll stretch it out and mess it up. So get some throwaway headgear, you put it on top, then you pull it back, fasten it, make sure it's centered nice, and there you go. You got some weighted headgear. Now, why is this good? It's going to automatically help you with a few things. One, when you do the drills that we're going to run through, your whole body's working, but it's working all of those muscles in your neck. If you don't have a strong neck, so your head's attached to your body, forget doing quick slips. Forget being that smooth and doing some of the cool, the fun stuff, because your head, a lot of people, they practice all this stuff and they're jumping around, but their heads actually, they don't realize it, but their head's not really in tune with their body, and it's not even connected. Right? The other thing, especially if you're in a high guard, this will teach you to slip responsibly, in the sense, if you start doing all your slips way over, right, exposing this ear, somebody's going to come right down on you. But the other thing is, you slip way over here, you throw the punch. They talk about make him miss by an inch to hit him. But a lot of guys are getting way too trying to show off. Now what this does, and it means that you're way over here, you throw a punch, and then you got to come swing way over back. You're not tight, and your technique is not tight. What this does, if I slip, because the weight's right here, I'm slipping, look what happens. I'm automatically get my chin down behind my shoulder, I can fire right back. If I slip to this side, same thing, I can come back with a hook, right? Bam, 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 bam. It's keeping my form nice and tight while strengthening my neck, right? So it's actually really useful, okay? Now, Another issue, I'm going to take this off so I can talk normally. There you go. Another issue though, when you're practicing, if your neck gets tired doing these drills, you just take it off and gradually you build up gradually. This isn't something to try to overdo it on the first day, and it's not something you do every day. I'm going to put my baseball hat back on just because I'm so great. If you do this, do it a couple of times a week, and then give yourself a break though, and practice your drills, your shadow boxing, your step drills without it, because it can mess with your balance over time. Now sometimes you can actually get even a harder workout in as part of your warm-up. This is all warm-up stuff. Using a weight vest with the weighted headgear, but if you use a weight vest, don't throw combos. Why? Because the weight vest is pulling down on these muscles here. What happens is you start compensating and you're lifting your shoulder blades, your traps, everything. And so when you throw, say, a hook, you're teaching your body, this shoulder joint, not to function right, and it'll start pinching, and you can actually start creating problems for yourselves. But you can still like pretend you're throwing combos, but don't start throwing combos with a weighted vest on. If you really want to make it hard, you can put a couple of hand weights and the weighted vest and the headgear weight, and go through the motions. You'll get tired pretty fast with that, but if you use weights, hold weights in your hands, don't throw combos with them. I'm really against that. I see people get tons of elbow problems that way. So everything actually in sensible moderation. Now what we're going to do, I'm going to put the headgear back on. You can tell I'm all bundled up because it's freezing cold outside. We're going to go outside. I'm going to go through some of the basic warm-up drills that I do anyway, that I've shown you in some videos, with a little bit, some jab step type things, and you can look and see what I do. I'm not going to do a full workout because I've been told my videos get too long. Look, this one's already long. But you'll get an idea of what we're talking about and how these are warm-up drills. They're not, like I said, don't get herky-jerky with it. Don't be stupid. And again, don't do these drills with headgear on the day before sparring, okay? You're trying to build up, get strong, and get quick. Okay, let's go and let's get to work. Okay, guys, so I don't know if I hope you hear me. I've got the weight under my headgear, right on the top of my head. Remember, these are drills that you're no herky-jerky stuff. That's the first rule. The second rule, when your neck starts getting too tired, you take this off, okay? You're not doing anything to traumatize your neck. The last rule is, don't forget that you have the weighted headgear on. If you buy weighted headgear, or you put this on and spar or do something silly like that. Now, we're going to go to some of these drills. You can do it with me. Sometimes I use a weighted vest on top of this, okay? But if you use a weighted vest, no punches, just like I talked about in the intro, okay? It's bad for your shoulders. We're going to go through these drills. It's freezing out here, so we'll see how long I last. But I'm going to show you a couple of things. First, make sure you can see my feet. I'm going to back up. One thing that we're going to insert into these drills, and this is just kind of something that I try to do, because you got to get your feet so they don't feel like they're always glued to the ground, is in the middle. When I hit after say 2 sets of steps, which I'll talk you through, I'll do a drill where it's you're from a stance, a jab out with your right foot, a jab back with the same foot, then to this side with your left foot, forward, okay? That's on if you're doing the steps drills. The other one is when you're doing the box step drills, go back with your back foot to your left if you're in an orthodox stance, forward, and then come back. Now this is doing a couple things. It's not only you're working your neck, but you're working on your footwork. But remember, this is like a warm-up drill that's going to work your neck, right? It's going to work your neck, but you're not trying to do a lot of herky-jerky stuff. So let's go through some of the basic types of warm-up drills I do when I do use a weighted headgear, okay? Let's start back here. It's the same stuff you've seen before, but let's start out with box steps, right? So you'll go to your right if you're orthodox, go back, go to your left, go forward. Let's go forward. The same thing, right? Let's start and then go forward. The same thing. Now, I'm going to keep it simple. Now, I got to the middle, jab left, jab back, jab. I said it backwards. Jab right with that foot, jab back, jab left, jab forward. Now, let's do, again, the box step. Go forward. The box step. Again, to your right, back, to your left. Why is this going to help? Because when you're fighting, you're going to be able to get where you can do these foot fakes, and it's going to feel natural. Even fake to the side, it'll be natural. Let's do one more, right? Come here, then back, here, left, forward. All right, now let's go back. Let's do the same type of box step, but we're going to start by going backwards, to your left, forward, to your right, okay? Backwards to your left. This is just like the drills I showed you in the other warm-ups, right? Backwards, left, forward, right. Let's go forward, backwards, left, forward, right. Now, what do we do for that jab step? Jab back, jab left, jab forward, jab right, okay? Backwards, left, forward, right. Go forward, jab back, jab left, jab forward, jab right. Again, look, you can get where you practice up, but we're still not doing a bunch of herky-jerky movements. Now, if you guys are getting into switching, and sometimes it's good just to do this just so you have a good balance, switch it up. How would you switch it up? You go to your left side. If you're in, now I'm in a southpaw stance, and then back. So left, back, right, forward, left, back, right, forward. Let's go forward one step. Left, back, right, forward. Now, jab, jab step, jab step, jab step. Left, back, right, forward. Let's go forward. Left, back, right, forward. Let's go forward. Jab step, jab step, jab, jab step. Now, what do? We're going to do the same thing, except we're going to start going backwards. So, back, then we'll go to our left side. We're in a southpaw stance now. Going forward, going to the right. Go forward, back, left, forward, to your right. Back, left, forward, to your right. Let's take a step forward. Back, whoops. Back, left, forward, to your right. Take a step forward now. Jab back, jab right, jab forward, jab left. With your feet, right? These are like foot jabs, foot fakes. Jab back, jab left, jab forward, jab right. Now, how does that, another thing, what does that do? That step back. You can see boxers do some of this type of move. They're here, they fake back, then go forward into a jab. There's a lot of things that you can do with your feet, but now, remember our bounce, our rhythm steps? Let's start the rhythm step, but first, let's go with the same side as we would a punch. So here we go, right? Let's just, now, what we're not going to do, since we got weights on our head, we're not going to do these Tyson moves, because especially if you're new, your neck's not ready for it, right? But let's just go forward. Now let's go back. Same way we just did, right? Okay. Actually, I think I did it backwards. Going back like this way, that way, this way. Here we go. Now we're going back. Now let's do the same rhythm step, except we're going to step and go to the side of your step. Instead of going like this, we're going to go like this. Okay. Now, here we are. Let's put that jab step into this again, okay? So, side, back, left, forward, okay? Here we go. Side, back, left, forward. Now, let's go backwards. Let's go backwards first with the same, we already did that. Now let's go backwards, but when we step back, we're going to go to this side instead of stepping like this, okay? So, here we go. See how that works? Now, jab step, jab step, jab step, jab step. Let's do it again. Now, jab step, jab step, jab step, okay? See how that works? Now, look what happens when I'm practicing even this movement, right? Just the basic steps. It's mirroring a slip. What happens though, because I got this weight on my head, when I do the slip, now let's not do it herky-jerky, what happens is, if I'm in a high guard, I do the slip, my head naturally bounces here. It doesn't lean over sideways because the weight. What is that good for? You do the slip. If I slip and my head's in the right position, it's easy to punch back. Easy to punch back. If I come over here, sure, but look, then I start throwing combos like that, you see? Now let's do some exercises, get our lungs moving a little bit. Now we're gonna mix these up a little bit too. Let's do the standard, that skip thing. Don't get your feet together though. So I'm coming forward. Here I get to the middle, jab out, jab left, jab right, whoops, jab right, jab back, jab left, jab forward. I've got some issues today with the directions. Now let's go back. Here we go, jab left, jab back, jab left, jab forward, come back, jab left, jab back, jab forward. I'm still actually switching you on directions, aren't I? Jab right, jab back, jab left, jab forward, come back. Let's do that again. Let's come forward, we get to the middle, jab to your right, jab back, jab left, jab forward. Come, now let's go back. Now let's go jab step back, jab step left, jab step forward, jab step to your right. Let's come back. Do it again. One, dot, dot, dot. What will happen is you'll get where you can move and you'll do these fakes, right? And your feet will be really free. Trust me, this will work. Now your neck might start me getting tired, but we only just started, all right? So what are we gonna do? We're gonna do our Kenny Sheldon exercises. Here we are. We're gonna do, remember, pop, 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 pop. Here we are. Now look, see my neck? My head, the weight is putting my head in the right place. Let's go back. Pop, 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 dot, 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 dot. You can do those back and forth. Now, we're gonna do the same thing, but we're gonna kick out. When we kick out, careful, this is smooth stuff because of your neck. But, so, here, come out, switch, here, come out, come 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 here, come out. Now, if you don't have a weight vest on, you can throw in simple combos. Let's go backwards. Here, come out, uppercut, bop, come out, here, come out, bam, straight right, hook, come back, here, come out, uppercut, pop, hook. You can do whatever you want. Pop, come out, pop, 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 pop. Okay, you see how that works? This whole time though, the important thing is when you do that first slip, you're coming to the right place. This is working your neck, it's working your feet. Let's do a couple more exercises. It's always important just to get a little bit of just simple stuff in. So, run. Let's come up close. And let's just switch stances. Now, I wouldn't advise doing that way to switch stances in a fight, but I'm just getting my feet, my balance, mobility. Okay? Again, let's keep switching stances. Now, this right here is just a mobility drill. Do that a few times. You can do that 4 or 5 times. Next, I'm gonna have to switch. I'm gonna switch the angle, and we're gonna do it not too wide because I don't know how much is in the camera. But we're gonna do just side to side drills. Sometimes it's good to do these in a half circle, but get your hands glued to your top of your head. Just side to side. You can get low like a basketball drill, side to side, right? You do these a few times. What you're going to add to these, though, are kind of the sort of the chocolatito
or even Michael Carbajal type moves. So you're gonna come in on this one, you're gonna switch as if you're gonna switch out and do a hook. Come in, switch out, do a hook. Come in, switch out, do a hook. Come in, switch out and do a hook, okay? After you get those done, you're gonna practice. We'll do this both ways. You're gonna practice your L steps. So you get over here, right? And we're going this way with the L step. Here we go, L steps. Now, what you can do, bam, 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 bam. You can do some combos in it, but I don't want you jerking around too much with your neck. You're just getting warmed up for the rest of your workout, but you're warming up your feet, and you can do your feet fast. Just don't get herky-jerky with your neck. Then, if you're talented, switch to the other side and do it as a southpaw. Now, some of you may find that doing a southpaw L step is a little hard, but you know, it's one of those things you can learn how to do if you put some work into it, right? Now, after you've got your L steps going, there are a lot of other drills. One thing you can do on your box step drills is when you get to the middle, instead of doing your foot jabs, you can imagine or even mark down a cross on the ground, and you can start doing some of your practicing your pivots. But don't practice your pivots in a herky-jerky fashion where you would hurt your neck, right? Remember, you got a weighted headgear on. Now, what else can we do? A couple of very basic combos just to get you some more movement. Now, if your neck's getting tired, what do? You take this off, okay? Especially in the beginning. My neck really doesn't get tired with this stuff anymore. I've done it for years and years so well. A lot of times I do a weight vest with it, but okay. If you have a weight vest though, don't throw combos. So here we go. This is a simple thing. It's also in one of the previous drills. We're here, we throw a jab, we slip out, come back. Now I took a step over because you don't want to slip and come right back to the same position because someone will fake you and just hit you in the head. So jab, slip out, 1, 2, then come under, take a step forward, jab, slip out, 1, 2, come under, pop. Now, here we go, jab, step out, 1, 2, come under, pop, 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 pop. You can go ahead and throw combos at the end of those if you want. You can do the same thing going backwards. So, jab, step out, 1, 2, come under, let's step out, jab, step out, 1, 2, come under, pop, 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 pop. You do a lot of stuff with that. If you want, maybe you're practicing to be a switch hitter, you can do it as a southpaw. Same thing. It might feel a little weirder and don't, if you're not really, you know, sometimes you do this just to even up your muscle balance. Not necessarily to fight as a southpaw, but okay. Here we go. Jab, slip out, step over, 1, 2, right? Then come under. Remember to go to the side of your last punch. So here we go. Jab, slip out, 1, 2, come under, right? You can do that one forward and back just to get that practice in. Now, you see where I'm going. What you can do to spice up all this is you start from a distance, go in here, and do that jab. 1, 2, come under. Jab, step, jab, step, jab, step, jab, step. Jab. 1, 2, come under. Jab, step, jab, step, jab, step. You want to get to where you can really move around. Now we're going to add one more thing in, which will be enough to begin with. Remember, the same types of bump and switch, but an uppercut to each side. So, what's that going to look like? Same thing, not getting crazy, not doing crazy stuff with your neck yet. This is just part of your warm-up. You can get serious with the rest of your training after warm-up. But here we are. It's the same slip, kick out, but not all the way out. Kick here, just this far. Come back, slip, bam, just this far. You imagine if you're fighting on the inside. So, bam, come here, slip, bam, come here. and keep going forward with it. Bam, come here. Bam, come here. Bam, come here. You'll go forward and back, so we'll go backwards too. Bam, come here, come here. Bam, come here. Bam, come here. Whoops, messed up. Bam, I forgot what I was doing. I started talking. Come out. Bam, bam, all right? Now, those are a few of the exercises that I'm talking about. But remember, remember my guidelines. Remember what I said at the start. Do not get herky-jerky, smooth and slow. You can move your feet as fast as you want, but don't get in there and start being, you know, Pernell Whitaker in fast motion if you got a weight on your head, right? Second thing, if your neck gets tired, take your helmet off, right? Third thing, you can do this a few times a week. Don't overdo it, but never do it the day before sparring, okay? Don't do that. Fourth thing, don't forget you have it on your head and do a drill with somebody and he hits you with it, because you will destroy your neck, all right? Hope you like this. Subscribe. I'm gonna take this thing off to say goodbye. Wow. Free. I tell you what, now, oh man, now I feel light, okay? So I hope you like it. Be careful with it though, it's gonna help. And then, if you got your neck strong, you go on to some of those typical type of exercises, those wrestler bridges, all that kind of stuff. But this is a good way to start and get some stability. And really, I think it's more valuable than a lot of that other stuff. But talk to you soon. We got more videos coming up.